how's everyone doing? Hope you are doing good. I have been into this video is mainly about the what lots of things on Hoodoo. Basically, I'm trying to bring in as every week one video, but I don't know how far it's going to happen. But as of now, I'm going to bring in as every week one video. So already I have given a video on difference between Hoodoo and Wicca, but I shall also be bringing in more and more concepts on Hoodoo now, because a lot of misconceptions. Because now what I have started doing is, in a year I bring in either one batch or max two batches of 30 students, in which 15 are come to me in person and 15 we keep online because of place restrictions, or people who want to, or if even all the 30 want to come, I tell them that once the first 15 are booked, the rest of them will have to stay somewhere outside. So as I have been doing a selection process, or I have been advertising for this batch. Technically, if you see, I started Hoodoo in the year 2015, and I started with just the basics of Hoodoo, because that time I was not guided to go into the next level. So I was just doing as and when I could. Now in the Masters Hoodoo, I guess I have finished up to 5 batches of say around 100 students to 120 students till now I would have covered. So then still there's a lot of misconceptions, still there's a lot of wrong ideas being spread about Orishas, wrong ideas being spread about Hoodoo. Like some people say, Pinky ji, why can't we just read a book and learn about Hoodoo. Some people ask, is crossroads needed for Hoodoo? Then what is the difference between Voodoo and Hoodoo? So, and some people say that can through cowrie shells someone told me that this is my Orisha, and someone said, Pinky ji, in tarot cards someone told me this is my Orisha. So I thought it is time that I bring in awareness. And in fact, why, you might be wondering, why now and why not before, why not a couple of years back? So the reason behind it is that this time, whichever Hoodoo I'm bringing in, this time I'm bringing in more things, more secrets which I have also learned, and which I was not ready to bring it to the world, because my inner field had not allowed me, my Orisha priestess had not allowed me, and my Ifa had not allowed me. So I had stopped from and I had not brought in. So certain things started working one by one. There's actually a long story behind it why I'm bringing in now, but short story sweet, because I don't want the video to prolong just behind my story. So this video basically is that if you want to get into the path of Hoodoo, then Orishas is something which you need to really work with. And if you want to know who is your Orisha, there are certain things you should understand, that anyone and everyone cannot tell you who is an Orisha. For example, a tarot reader cannot put in cards, because I myself am a tarot card reader. I cannot put the cards and tell you what is your Orisha. For example, cowrie, which is called as the dilogun in the African tradition. Some people say that we put cowries and then we can tell you what is your Orisha. I'm very sorry, it is not possible. The proper cowrie divination, which is called as the dilogun, is actually a part of the tradition which is taught after you finish your advanced Hoodoo levels, or you master the Hoodoo levels, and you know who is your Orisha. I will come to that later, and then only you can put it. Even then you cannot tell who is your Orisha unless you are a Hoodoo, Orisha priestess or a Orisha priest. So that's a reason that through cowries. Someone said some lady, or some lady, I guess, just did the pendulum dowsing, and then she said ki Pinky ji, that this is my Orisha. Then I said no. And the best myth which I heard was, क्योंकि पिछली बार मैंने कुछ लोगों को, not only last time, throughout the years I have given females the male Orisha gods and goddesses. Someone said कि I am a female, so it means I have to have only a female Orisha. I am very sorry, that is not true. Again, that is a stupid myth, or that is completely false. So like that, a lot of things have been fed into people. And certain people, I have heard that you have to be with them, you have to learn for 1 year, and then in this 1 year you will know who is your Orisha. Nahi, there are ways to find out who your Orisha is, and there are only proper ways and proper channels to find out who your Orisha is. And anyone and everyone cannot just randomly pick up based on your character, based on your energies, because you might like elegua, but you might be a complete person who doesn't touch even alcohol. So that again is something where elegua is not your Orisha. So that again your Orisha is someone else. So like that, there are a lot of factors which are involved inside this particular sort of a divination modality. Now coming to Orishas, for you to know what is your Orisha, there are step-by-step processes. When I say step-by-step processes, overnight you will not come to who your Orisha is unless you go to a Orisha priestess or priest who has been initiated in this field, or you go to a person who is into Dilogun. Now Dilogun, as I said, I will maybe I will bring in a video later, or maybe I will talk about it whenever I get the time, because today this video is mainly about Orisha. So if you see Orisha's first tool, for you to know about your Orisha, the first tool is we work with our head, we work with our Oris. Our Ori is our head. So we first work with our head. And when I say head, it is my higher self, because my crown connects with the divine. So we work with our higher self. And then after the higher self working is done, we work with our ancestors, because in Hoodoo, it is very, very specifically said that you need to make your ancestors happy in order for your life to be happy and moving. So that is the second thing. Then comes your Orishas. Now this Orisha will be found by your Hoodoo priest or the Hoodoo priestess, your Orisha priest or the Orisha priestess, because she is your ladder between you and the spirit. She is more like a bridge between you here down and the spirit up, and she brings the divination. It's not a ways, like she's a person who will help you in bringing the Orisha into your head and making it to be with you and work with you. Again, there are a lot of deep things involved. So anyone and everyone cannot become a Orisha priestess or priest. Now if you learn from the masters in Hoodoo, do you start initiating? Ji nahi, you cannot initiate. That is just the first step of your Hoodoo. Alright, that is the reason I've made all the points and kept. Some people, to know your Orisha, work for 21 days. Some people, matlab, it's like a reading and a methodology. Now if I explain that methodology here, a lot of people will start following and telling that they follow the same methodology. So I'm not going to tell you all that methodology, I'm sorry, but as I said, that some people work with it for 21 days and some people need 3 days. So that's the reason I prefer the 3-day workshop for Hoodoo, because I work with my students. In fact, I start working beforehand itself. If you see, most of my students come to me either through WICCA process, where the already selection process is done, and they stay back and finish Hoodoo, or I know them for quite some time. So for me, connecting with them at a personal level, at the etheric level, or at the spiritual level and at the spirit based level, to tell their Orishas is easy for me. So again, let me repeat: tarot reader, pendulum dowsers, cowrie shell readers, all these people cannot tell you who your Orisha is. Either the person has to be professional Dilogun reader, or the person has to be an Orisha priestess or an Orisha priest, because the Orisha priestess or the Orisha priestess is called as the Oriate, and the Orisha priest, the Hoodoo priest, is called as the Babalao. The Babalua connects with the divine, connects with the Ifa. Now, when I say connects with the Ifa, basically there are 2 steps here. First is the Orun Mila. Orun Mila is basically the supreme god. Now the supreme god is up, right? So Ifa is basically where the Orun Mila connects with the Ifa, the spirit god, and that comes to the Orisha priestess or the priest, and then she or he tells you who your Orisha is. Now here what happens is Oldumare. Again we connect with the Oldumare. I know all these terms are very new and completely different for you. As I said, that I have a particular reason when I'm bringing in this video at this point of time, because lots and lots of people are just talking for the sake of making this spirituality field as a commercial field that you can learn in 1 month, you can learn in 1 week. Hoodoo is not that. Hoodoo is lot more than that. When I say Wicca is not that, I really mean it. Same way when I say Hoodoo is not that, it is a lot more than that. So your Babalua, which is your Babalua, who's your Hoodoo priest, or your Oriate, who's your Hoodoo priestess, whoever you are falling under, what they do is they work with the Orun Mila. Now the Orun Mila is your supreme god. Now they do a divination where it is called as the Ifa divination. At that time, the Oldumare speaks to the priest or the priestess. Alright. Now when the Oldumare speaks to the priest or the priestess, which is again a divine connect which happens through various ways. Maybe when the time comes when I make someone as a Orisha priestess or priest in future, who have already done my masters and will be, going up more further steps, maybe they will come to know. Then you come to know who is your Orisha priestess or your Orisha priest. I have been so upset the way people are talking about Hoodoo and Orishas that I literally sat and made so much of notes. Now coming back to the initiation process, where initiation is different again. The first step is where you learn Hoodoo. Now the reason behind that is anyone and everyone can learn Hoodoo, and you start knowing who's your Orisha, which is your first step, wherein when you go to the next step where you want to start becoming an Aborisha, or you want to start becoming a Hoodoo priestess or a priest. Now at that point of time, what happens is you will need at least 3 priest or priestesses in some cases. In some cases even one will do, who will know how to take you through the next step. So now, why do you need a priestess or a priest? Why cannot I know who is my Orisha just like that? It is technically or ethically not possible, because we have certain secret tools which we don't even bring it out during the classes. These are the tools which are given to us by our Oriyate or the Babalua, which is kept within us, hidden in our own personal wardrobes or cupboards, and we only sit with that, and then we connect with those energies, and then we come to know who it is. I will give you a small example. Last Hoodoo batch, I had given some lady Obatala as her Orisha, and I had given someone as Shango. Again, it's a lady. So Obatala's one simple logic I will tell you. Obatala is a person who is very responsible, because Obatala is the father of the Orishas, so he is very responsible. He does not like alcohol. He is not a person who will go behind coffee and tea and all that. And he is a person who is very calculative. He has a lot of wisdom, very mature personality, and he is a person that, if for the sake that to make the opposite person, he or she has a small sip of alcohol, then what happens is it gives them repercussions in their health. So that's the reason. Then when because that person didn't know why they got Obatala, so now after seeing this video they will know why they got Obatala. Same way, when I gave Shango, they said Shango is a womanizer, Shango goes behind women. But Shango is a person who will stand for justice. Shango is a person who is very prideful, and the student of mine always believes that pride, respect is very important. People should value me. People should respect me for what I am. Maybe now when she sees this video, she will come to know why I had, done that. So any priest and priestess will have certain secret tools with her, and which is again indirectly called as the hand of the Ifa. Now the hand of the Ifa is needed for the priestess or the priest to connect and to know the Orisha. All right. A person with an African 7 Orishas, and having an altar of African Orisha can tell you your Orisha. I'm very, very sorry, it is not possible, because as I said, you need to do certain things. Usually when people come to me, I was supposed to give them LKs, but till the previous batch I have never given LKs to anyone, because again, when I start giving LKs, it will become so what do we say, that anyone and everyone will start selling LKs, not knowing the value of it. It will become as if it just goes into the hands of people, and it has no value, it has no energy, it has nothing at all. It has purely nothing at all, because LKs again needs to be fed, it has to be energized, it has to be invoked, it has to be awakened. It is a very lengthy process with a certain type of offerings, which is done for nearly 21 days. And that is when an LK is given from the priestess to her students, or the priest to his students. So LKs are just not something where you go to Amazon, you go to some website, I don't know the websites, and you just pick up an LK and say, yes, I like red and black, so Elegua is my Orisha and I'm wearing the LK. Believe me, it will be that either the LK will have any value or energy, and you will feel you are on a beautiful ride, because Elegua is a trickster again. He will show you beautiful, beautiful things, and suddenly you will feel that everything is gone. Till yesterday there was magic in my life. Why today there is no magic? Because Elegua is a trickster, and he was just playing with you. He was not giving you the right things. He was just playing with you. So that's the reason. This batch, if everything goes well, I might give LKs if I feel they are, they are worth enough, or if I feel connected with them. It's not worth enough. I think worth enough was a wrong word to use. I'm sorry, because even my last batch till date, all my students have been beautiful students, worthful students, but they say the right time has to come. So even after you get your Orisha, you cannot initiate others. All right, now even after you get your Orisha, basically you work under your Oriate, or you work under your Babalua in a very detailed way. There are steps, all right, to go. As I said, I've already said this, you don't need to be you don't need to have a female Orisha for a female and male Orisha for a male. After now, then what is it that we are going to learn? You might wonder what. Now when you come to this course, you are going to learn a lot of things. Okay, I'm not saying that you will not learn a lot of things. Basically, the main concept of a initiation process, or a process where you find your Orisha your Orisha, is that you work under a Hoodoo priestess or a Hoodoo priest. Sometimes you might have more than one Orisha. Okay, now what are the levels? Because I think I should tell you all. There are a lot of before I forget, there is a lot of protocols which are followed when we work with the Orishas, when we work with you connecting to your Orisha. Because if you get a wrong Orisha, it might even destroy your life. If you get the right Orisha at the right way, because your Oriyate, I mean your Orisha priestess or your Orisha priest, your Hoodoo priestess or the Hoodoo priest, will follow certain protocols, follow certain protection measures, and then only will give you your Orisha based on certain things which they work with on your energy, and then only they give. For some, there might be more than one Orisha, there might be more than two Orishas. For some, there have been even 4 Orishas as 4 pillars. So again, if you really, really want to grow in this field, if you want to know who your Orisha is, then you really, really need to go to the right person, and you really need to find the right person and go and learn with them. Alright, now coming to, and before I close the video, let me tell you one thing. You all must be wondering, what will we learn here? I teach a lot of things. Even in this course, you will be learning nearly 10 to 15 types of oils, powders, herbs. Mainly, you will be called as the Alayo. Now, who is an Alayo? He is a person who has come to know who the Orisha is, and if needed, the priestess or the priest will bless and give them their elekis. So that is your first thing. So you work with your head, connecting to the divine. That is the first one. After you go back, you do certain works, we do certain energy works, you do certain energy works, and then you start getting into the place where you become an Aborisha. Now what is an Aborisha? The second stage is where you come to know who your mother Orisha and your father Orisha were. Because every one of us, the way we say through angels and through our Indian traditions that we have our guardian angels, even any human being who gets into the field of Hoodoo, not everyone becomes an Orisha priestess or a priest. In fact, not everyone goes to the stage of Aborisha. To go to the stage of Aborisha, believe me, I have seen in my journey itself a lot of hardships, lot of tears, lot of issues, lot of problems, everything you name it, and I have actually faced it in my life when I was doing Orisha's thing, the Hoodoo thing. So in fact, many people don't even reach the level of Aborisha, because when you want to reach the level of Aborisha, your Hoodoo, your priestess or your priest and you should have a beautiful, amazing, strong connector for life. That's the first point. Second point is you will be out of all your issues, out of all your energies, because you are connected with your Orisha priest or the priestess for nearly a couple of months or years, and then you start becoming an Aborisha. When you become an Aborisha, again, Aborisha is not where you start initiating others. Aborisha is where there's a process done where you learn who your father Orisha or your mother Orisha is. After that process, next comes where you become an Orisha initiate. When you become an Orisha initiate, you start initiating others. You start finding out others Orishas. You start making high priestess sorry, not high places, I always go back to my Wicca thing. You start, making Orisha priests, the Oriyates and the Babaluas out. After that, under your Oriyate or your Babalua, you become the Orisha elder. When you become the Orisha elder, you lead the clan, you lead the lineage. So it is not a small process. It's a beautiful, beautiful, deeper process. So don't get into all these, silly things that I can find out my Orisha just like that. I just need to go and watch some videos and I will come to. So I'm very sorry. I have never ever done a video like this, but I feel so hurt and upset when I see so many people talking so much of misguided conceptions about Orishas. I said, now that's it, Pinky Punjabi. You need to start telling the world what it is, how it is. Even if the world doesn't come to me, at least the world doesn't fall into the wrong hands, or the world doesn't go to the wrong places and starts ending up spending money, but even ending up getting the wrong energy. So I hope you all loved this video. As I said, I'll be bringing some more videos. I'm planning to bring in some tips. I'm planning to bring some more detailed knowledge of Orishas, Hoodoo and everything as and when I get time. Have a beautiful and a blessed life, and I really, really hope you get the most amazing Oriyate or the Babaloa in your life, who guides you and initiates you to the level where you become a stronger and a beautiful person from inside out, and you get everything in your life magical and every wish of yours gets fulfilled. Ashi.